Hello there, Messenger marketing fans, and our topic for today is collecting and saving your Messenger bot subscribers' email. In order to do that, we are going to follow a diagram. So this is our diagram. Okay, so let me explain first what this diagram flow is about. So first, the user will be prompted to submit their email. So once the user has already submitted their email, then the webhook sender, which is the JSON API connector, will process and receive that email. And after the webhook sender has processed that, that webhook sender will send that data to our webhook receiver. So that webhook receiver is from our advanced functions webhook, and after that, we can then save that data, our subscribers' email, to Google Sheet. We can also save that to our contact book, and we can also send a welcome email to that subscriber. And we can also include that subscriber to our email sequence. So that is what we're going to do in this lesson. So this will be our step-by-step process. First, we are going to create a contact book. And after creating the contact book, we are then going to import a Google Sheet. And after that, we are going to create a webhook receiver. So let me number this for you. Number 1 is this. Okay, that will become our number 1. And then number 2, we are going to do this. And then number 3, we are going to create a webhook receiver. And then number 4, we are going to create a webhook sender. And then number 5, we are going to create a message to capture that subscriber's email. And lastly, we're going to create an email, a welcome email sequence. So are you ready to do this? So if you're ready, then let's get it started. Okay, so according to our diagram, which will serve as our guide, we are first going to create a contact book. So to create a contact book, it's relatively easy. All you have to do is log into your FBMM account and then go to Subscriber Manager. And after that, go to Contact Group and then click Actions. And then we are going to create a new group. So I'm going to name this new group as Lead Test Group. Okay? So now we have successfully created our contact group. Now we are going to import our Google Sheet. So example, we have a Google Sheet in here. We're going to create a new Google Sheet and then import that on our FBMM account. So yes, I'm going to go to Google Sheets. Okay, now I'm going to create a blank Google Sheet. And then I'm going to name this as test lead Google Sheet. Alright, so let's import this on our FBMM account. To import, all you have to do is go to Advanced Functions. And after going to Advanced Functions, you are going to search for Google Sheet. Okay, so this is the option. Click that one. And then we are going to create or import a new Google Sheet. So to do that, just click Import Google Sheet. Okay, so we have an instruction here how you can successfully import a Google Sheet. You can just watch this video to review, or you can just simply follow me along with this. First is we are going to put a title, Lead Test Google Sheet, and then put the URL of our Google Sheet in here. So to get the URL of our Google Sheet, all you have to do is get this one, copy all this, and then go back and then paste it on our field. Okay, once it is pasted, this is not complete yet. There is a very important step that we must do first. So as instructed, we are going to give this email address an editor access to our Google Sheet. So to do that, just copy this whole email address. Make sure that you are not going to miss a single character. And after copying, go back to your Google Sheet and then click Share. We are going to paste our email address that we copied earlier, and then let's give an editor access. So just check the can edit and then send. Alright, so we successfully gave an editor access to our email, which is reflected on our advanced functions import Google Sheet, which is this one. Now what we need to do is go back to our import, and then we can now launch this Google Sheet. Alright, so we have finished the second step of our diagram. So let's go back. We have created a contact book. We have created a Google Sheet. Now for the third step, we are going to create a webhook receiver. So to do that, just go to advanced functions again, and then go to webhook. Okay, click webhooks, and then we are going to create a new webhook. Alright, for the webhook, let's give a title, lead test webhook receiver. Okay, and then for the slug, you can just put any name you want in there. In this case, I'm just gonna copy my title and put it in the webhook slug field. And we are now then going to link this webhook to our Google Sheet. So just select our recently created Google Sheet, and then choose the sheet name. So we have sheet 1 in here because, as you can see, this is the sheet. So if we're going to create a new sheet in here, then we need to register that also, or we need to specify that when choosing our Google Sheet, because if you go back to our Google Sheet and choose that one, then we need to specify if we are going to use sheet number 1 or sheet number 2. And in this case, we are going to use sheet number 1. So after inputting all of the fields, we are going to launch this webhook. Okay, we have successfully launched our webhook. So we are now on the stage number 4, or step number 4, which is we are now going to create a JSON API connector. So to do that, just go to your Messenger Bot tab, and then go to JSON API connector, and then we are going to create a new connection. Note that we need the webhook URL in order to connect the webhook sender and the webhook receiver. So before we fill this up, we need to copy the webhook URL that we recently created. So let's go back to our advanced functions, and then go to webhook, and then grab the URL. So this is the webhook that we recently created, and this is the webhook URL. So I'm gonna copy this one and then put it on my JSON API connector. So I'm gonna paste it on the webhook URL. Okay, I'm gonna name this as lead test webhook sender. Okay, and then let's select the page. So in this case, I'm gonna choose my test page. Okay, now for the trigger. If you are collecting email, it's very important that the trigger for this JSON API connector is email. So click email in there and not any other field, just the email. And then for the data, just check all of the data that is available here, because we are going to send all of that to our JSON API receiver. So again, this is the JSON API sender, which processes all the data, which triggers the sending action. And our recently created webhook, which is the webhook receiver, will receive that data and then pass that data to our Google Sheet and to our contact book. So step by step, we're going to do that. After filling out all the fields, we are going to save this one. Okay, so we are now done with step number 4. Now we are going to do the step number 5, where we will prompt the user to submit their email to us. So it's very easy to do. There are many ways in order for us to prompt our user to give us their email. We can prompt them on the Get Started button. We can prompt them during our ad campaign. We can prompt them during the middle of a conversation. So there are so many ways. Although there are many ways to prompt our user to give their email, there is one common method to do that, and that is by creating a quick reply button. So to give an easy example, I'm gonna prompt our user to give their email address using the Get Started button. So let's do it. Let's first define the Get Started button message. So go to Messenger Bot and then go to Bot Settings. And after going to Bot Settings, just select your page. And after that, click the Get Started settings. So once you are in here, it's very important that you enable this first. You can leave the welcome message as blank. Don't worry about that. Leave it as blank and then make sure that the Get Started button is enabled, and then you are going to save that one. Okay, so our Get Started button has been enabled successfully. The next is we are going to define the message of that Get Started button. So to do that, click the Action button settings and then select the Get Started template. So where are you? Oh, it's in the top. So select that one. And after that, we are going to choose the quick reply type, which is here. And then optionally, you can enable or disable the typing. But on this example, I'm going to enable the typing display and set the delay to be 2 seconds. Okay, we are now going to compose our message. So example, hi, user first name. Congrats, you have earned a discount coupon code. Let's say a 75% discount coupon code. To receive your coupon code, just just click your email below. Okay, and then I'm gonna use an emoji with a hand, let's say hand pointing below, okay, or an arrow. I think I'm gonna use this one. Okay, so let's review our message. Hi, lead first name. Congrats, you have earned a 75% coupon code. To receive your coupon code, just click your email below. Okay. For the button, use the email address as your type. And if you want to collect the phone numbers of your subscribers, then the process would be similar. But instead of clicking email, you are going to use phone number. But on this video, on this example, we are going to collect the email address of our subscriber. That's why on the button type, we are going to use user email address. Okay, now let's update this. Okay, we have successfully created a message that prompts our user to submit their email. So we are now on the step number 5. We are now going to do the last and final step, but before we do that, let us first test if our current setup is working. So to test, let's go to our page first, which is this. This is my test page. Okay, and then we are going to click the test button. So I have a previous conversation with this page, so the Get Started button does not show up. But in order to force the Get Started button to show up, all you have to do is delete the previous conversation. So to do that, click Options and then delete the conversation. Okay, so we have successfully deleted our previous conversation with this page. Now the Get Started button should show up. So let's test. Send a message and click Test button. Okay, as you can see, we can now see the Get Started button. So let's click the Get Started button. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. Hi, Colin. Congrats, you have earned a 75% coupon code. To receive your coupon code, just click your email below and the user will be prompted to click their email address. So once the user clicks this email address, then the system will automatically thank them. And now let's check our data if this email address was saved on our webhook and on our Google. So to do that, just go to your advanced functions and then go back to our webhook. Let's see if the webhook has been triggered. Okay, as you can see, the hits number has increased to 1. So from 0, it is now 1. It means that our webhook receiver has successfully received the data. The next is we're going to check our Google Sheet. So let's go back. Okay, don't worry, this is sheet number 2. We chose sheet number 1, and as you can see, this is the data that the user has given us, and it will be reflected on our Google Sheet. So pretty good. As you can see, this is the email address of our subscriber. The next is we are now going to do the last and the final step, which is compose our email. Okay, so we must send a welcome email or a confirmation email to our subscriber. And in this example, I prompted the user to give their email address. In return, I'm gonna give that user a 75% coupon code, and that 75 coupon code will be received via the email address that the user has sent us. So let's create first that email. So to do that, go to your advanced functions, and then go to email sequence. And after that, we are going to create a new email sequence. Great. We are now ready to compose our email. First is we are going to put a title in here. So lead test send coupon code. Okay. Next is we are going to associate our recently created webhook. So to do that, just go to the just select your webhook, and then for the email key, just specify that we want the email, this one. And next is you can select webhook only for this one. And next we are going to specify which contact book we are going to save this email. So select our lead test group, which is that one. Okay. Next is we are going to put the from name. I'm gonna say FBMM info, and then for the from email, I'm gonna put this one because this is my verified email. Again, it's very important that you put the verified email address in here because since we are using Amazon to send our email, Amazon is very strict with this one. You must only use a verified email. So if you don't know how to verify an email yet, just view our previous lesson about broadcasting email because I have tackled how to verify an email address on that lesson. Okay. Next, we are going to specify the delay. I'm going to say the delay is 1 minute. And then for the subject, so I'm going to say first name, here's your coupon code. And then I am going to put a emoji. So let's use this emoji. Emoji with hands pointing down. Okay, great. And then I'm gonna compose a message. Congrats, and then first name. Congrats, first name. Here's your coupon code. So let's say I am a 75 coupon code. And then let's say that use that to purchase anything you like on our store. So just put the link in here, https myshopPH.com. Okay, so you can also put an emoji here pointing that one. Okay, let's put a link in here. So just select link, insert a link, and then put the link to be inserted in there, and then boom, it's okay. Then put the name, hope you enjoy, and then sincerely yours. Colin and admin. So I think this is great. You can format your email further if you know how to code by clicking the text and then edit whatever you want to edit in there. But for this example, I just want to give a very simple message to our subscriber. And then, as best practice, it's better if you put a bigger font on your emails. I'm going to edit my font. I'm going to use 14 points. Okay. I think that's good. Now, let us launch this email. But before we do that, I'm just gonna have a quick clarification. You can add another email in here with a delay. So example, after 8 hours, you're going to send another email. And then after another week, let's say 1 week, you're going to send another email. So this is, my friends, what we call an email sequence. So it's very easy to create an email sequence using advanced functions. But for now, on this example, I'm not going to use an email sequence. I'm just going to delete our succeeding messages. I'm going to send just one message here. Everything is now ready. Let's launch this email. And after that, we are going to test if we have done the correct setup. So let's go back here, and to test, we are first going to delete the conversation in order to force the get started button to show up. So let's test the button again, and then let's put get started. Okay, so hi Colin, congrats, you have earned 75 coupon code. To receive your coupon, just click your email below. So after clicking that one, okay, thanks, we have received it, we'll keep you updated, thank you for being with us. And then you can go back to your Google Sheet, and as you can see, there is another line in here which was filled. And then first we are going to check our contact book if this subscriber has been added to our contact book. So to check, go back to your subscriber manager and then go to contact book, and then let's find that. Let's put the contact group to our newly created, which is the load test group, and voila, here you go. So our subscriber has been successfully added to our contact group. The next is we are going to check if the email has been sent successfully. Note that there is a 1-minute delay, so you might wait until the delay is over in order for that email to be sent by the system. So let's check if the email has been already sent. Alright, so after a while we have received the email. So let's read that. And as you can see, this is the exact email that we have composed earlier. And now we have proven that the process that we have set up is done correctly. That means that we have successfully set up our email collection and saving system. So let's go back to our diagram. Alright, this is our diagram. So we have already done this. It's now time to review what we have done to make this system work. The first is we created a contact book. The next is we imported our Google Sheet. The next, we created a webhook receiver from Advanced Functions Webhook. The next, we have created a webhook sender using JSON API connector. And then we created a message that prompts our subscriber to submit this email. Let me remind you that on this stage, on the 5th process, wherein we prompt our user to send their email, there are many ways to do this. Again, we can prompt them using the get started button. We can prompt them using our ads. You can prompt them in the middle of our conversation. So again, the common thing is you must use a quick reply template, and then on the button type, just use the user's email address. Okay, so after doing that, we did set up our last and final step, which is we composed our email message, and then we tested the whole system, and it worked out like magic. So if you want to learn how to set this up, just review this video over and over again until you master the process. This diagram will be very helpful as your guide to set this system properly. So I hope you learned a lot in this video and see you on our future lessons.